What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. So it's 1991, and Jam Master Jay gets stuck in a traffic jam, one caused by the Jones Beach Greek Fest Festival, an event that takes place in Long Island, New York, and has been doing so since 1986. So Jam Master Jay is stuck in traffic when all of a sudden three men approach his car. One goes by the name Fredro Starr, the second guy is known as Sonny Caesar, also known as Suave, and the last guy introduces himself as Big DS. Now the thing is, these three men all knew who Master Jay was, right? Everybody knew Jam Master Jay from Run-DMC. So the gang knew that this meeting could be the chance of a lifetime. So they were like, Jam Master Jay, it looks like you're going to be stuck in traffic for a while. Do you want to smoke with us? Then Jam Master Jay is like, hell yeah, and invites them into his car where they light up. Now while they're in the car, Fredro Starr and his group members begin talking about their deal with Profile Records, the same label Run-DMC was associated with, stating that they don't like their current label situation and are looking for greener pastures. They also tell Jam Master Jay that they dropped a song on Profile Records called and We Do It Like This. And just as an added bonus, they freestyled for Jam Master Jay. Now I don't know what exactly Jam Master Jay was thinking in that moment, but I'm assuming he was like, okay, these guys are serious. They approached me in the middle of the street and they're talking business. I like that. But not only that, they're already in the music game and they seem to be taking this very seriously. Plus, that was some good shit, man. Where did you get that broccoli? So Jam Master Jay is like, okay, cool. Let's exchange contacts because I'm going to give you guys a chance. So Master Jay gave the group a timeline in which they were supposed to submit their demo by. The group then went to work, recorded tracks like Stick and Move and Exercise, and presented the demo to Jam Master Jay, who was severely impressed.
Everywhere I go, there's no stop us, the pros, I'm out always stick and move, stick and move, stick and move, stick and move.
So impressed that he signed them to his label, JMJ Records. Now the thing is, the demo that they submitted was supposed to have Big DS and Suave on it. However, unfortunately, they weren't able to make it to the studio. So Fredro Starr brought his cousin Kirk Jones to the studio, and they were the ones who made the songs Exercise and Stick and Move. Now Kirk, also known as Sticky Fingers, did his thing on the track, so much so that Jam Master Jay was like, look, we're not going to do this deal without Sticky Fingers. He has to be in the group. And so Sticky Fingers joined Onyx, and the rest is history.
Black stone, just like I'm a hard black individual, and nowadays I'm an endangered species, you know what I'm saying? That's why Onyx, you gotta be hard. Black people gotta be hard and strong nowadays. That's why our logo is the mad face, you know what I'm saying? Because as an endangered species, ain't nothing to be happy about nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Word up.
So it's 1991 and the group is signed to Jam Master Jay's record label. They just got signed and now it's time to start making some new music. So they go to their producer and they're like, look, we just got signed to Jam Master Jay. Things are looking up for us. But then their producer, also known as B-Wiz, he goes, okay, that's cool and everything, but I actually want to go down to Baltimore to sell some. Right? Priorities. So then the group members are like, hold on, we just got signed to Jam Master Jay. We're about to make it big. What are you thinking? So what does B-Wiz do? He's like, okay, that sounds sensible. I'm gonna stay here and work with you guys on this project. I'm just pulling your chain. B-Wiz decided to go down to Baltimore to sell some crack, and in the process, he got unalived. So as a result, Onyx lost their producer, their friend, and their sound in one instant. So now after losing their producer, the boys had no other chance but to find another one, which led them to a man called Shy Skills. So it's still 1991 and the members of Onyx wanted to get some broccoli, so they went to the broccoli spot. Now while they were on their way out of the spot and in their truck leaving, Shy Skills runs down the street chasing the truck saying, I got beats, I got beats. So the group decided to give him a chance and he became the producer of the group. So Shy Skills was just at the right place at the right time. So in September of 1991, Onyx get in the studio and start working on their album. And for every song they record, Jam Master Jay is right there with them in the studio, and even lends his hands to the group as a producer on songs like Back the Fuck Up, Bitch Ass, and The Mad Face Invasion, amongst others. So after 1 year of recording, the album gets completed, and the first single called Throw Your Guns Up comes out around November of 1992. Now at this point, Fredro Starr and Sticky Fingers haven't really become stars yet, so they still had to make a living by working in a barbershop. However, one day they hear their song Throw Your Guns on the radio, and they're like, okay, this is actually gonna work. So they quit their jobs and focus on making music. And that was a good move, because when their album dropped around 1993, it changed their lives forever. Now the first single, Throw Your Guns, did alright on the charts, but it was Onyx's second single, Slam, that brought them into the mainstream. In fact, thanks to this song's success, the album Back the Fuck Up went platinum in about 7 months. And just like that, Onyx became a big deal in the music industry. Onyx was at the top of their game. They had finally achieved everything they had been working for. However, shortly after their album comes out, Big DS decides to leave the group. The reason? Creative differences. More specifically, he didn't like the way their debut album turned out, right? Like whenever it was time to record verses for their album, he was in the studio with the rest of the gang, and he laid multiple verses for the album. But when he heard the completed project, he realized that most of his verses have been removed, making him feel neglected. So as a result, Big DS left the group to pursue a solo career.
Even Big DS was important.
Rest the Dead.
Because Big DS, a lot of people don't know, Big DS was on the first album, right?
Right.
He was only on a couple of records. A lot of people don't know Big DS.
Put a hole in your chest.
Big DS bought his shit. He bought his way out of the group.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And then that's why Big DS wasn't on the second album or the third album. He wanted to do a solo shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
The reason being, every time he would go to the booth, Jay and I guess you would say all of us didn't feel he was prepared or he was ill enough to last on a record, because every record we did on the first album, Big DS, there's a verse that Big DS did. It just never made the album.
Okay.
So I guess isolated or, felt like, fuck these
Type of
niggas,
way. Yeah.
and it was more power to him. So we did it business-wise, and he bought his way out the group. Took some bread, and because we had shares and all that shit. Like, it was a real business.
So
it was always love with Big DS. Always to the even when he wasn't in the group, it was still love. Like, he was still fucking with us. You know what I'm saying?
Factual.
Yeah.
So after Big DS leaves the group, they go on to drop more successful albums, like All We Got Is Us in 1995 and Shut 'Em Down around 1998. But by the time they dropped Back the Fuck Up Part 2 around 2002, the group was already on the decline, mainly because the members were not focusing on music. They were trying to become film stars and paid more attention to their solo careers than the group's agenda. So after Back the Fuck Up Part 2, Onyx went to drop about 9 albums. But did they have the same impact as their first or second album? No. However, they had a good run, because not many rap groups can say that they dropped a platinum project. And even after Back the Fuck Up Part 2 didn't do very well, they kept dropping more projects to feed their fan base. Okay, so Back the Fuck Up Part 2 comes out around 2002. And then in 2003, 50's Get Rich or Die Trying drops. So while Onyx was on the way out, 50 Cent was on the way up. But in order to understand how their stories are intertwined, I need to go back to the beginning. In the same year that Onyx dropped their third album, they also started a beef with 50 Cent. So it's 1998, and 50 Cent has formed a working relationship with Jam Master Jay. So one day Jam Master Jay is like, since you're the new guy around here, how about I put you on a song with Onyx, and maybe that's going to improve your visibility in the public. So 50 hops on the song called React, And the music video for the song premieres on BET's Rap City on June 13, 1998. So at this point everything is cool. 50 just got his big break by appearing on a song with Onyx, and everyone is benefiting from the situation. But one day things go left. See, Onyx go on tour without 50, and while they're on tour, they get another guy to do 50's part of the song on React. And 50 is okay with that because he's not there and he understands the situation. However, one day Onyx had a performance in New York. So 50 shows up to do his part of the verse. He's on stage with Onyx. But when his part of the verse on React comes on, the other guy that got to rap 50's verse on tour rapped 50's verse this time around, leading 50 to leave the stage. And this was the beginning of the Onyx and 50 Cent beef. So after this, 50 disses Onyx on multiple mixtapes, including his hit How to Rob.
Tell Sticky, give me the cash for an MP3. I beat your ass like that white boy on MTV.
So at this point the beef is getting real, but in what I'm sure must have been a moment of clarity, possibly because he saw how big How to Rob was getting, Fredro Starr reaches out to 50 like, "Yo 50, remember how we put you on React and we helped you with your first commercial outing? Do you remember that? Yeah. Now it's time for you to return the favor." So 50 doesn't respond to Fredro Starr. He ignores the man completely. And this is where Fredro makes things worse. Instead of simply going on about his business, he tries to collaborate with 50's enemies, namely Domination and Bang'em Smurf. And you know how 50 is, like, in his mind, if you're working with his enemy, you're the enemy as well. But it all comes to a head in 2003 when a physical altercation takes place. See, it's the 2003 Vibe Awards, and while he's at the event, Fredro Starr sees 50. So he walks up to 50 like, "Yo, what's up?" And out of nowhere, 50 swings at Fredro Starr. So in an attempt to stop this from escalating, security grabs Fredro Starr to prevent him from fighting 50 back. So while Fredro Starr is being held back by security, 50 and G-Unit jump Fredro Starr's friend, Primo, and they take his watch. Now everything I've told you up to now is Fredro Starr's version of events, but according to 50, he saw Fredro, hit him first, stomped him out, and then took the watch. Now Fredro Starr has changed his story multiple times. There's even a time when he said he had 50 Cent running away from him. And I don't know about you guys, but I can't picture 50 running away from Fredro Starr. I think the only way that would happen is if Fredro had something on him, if you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I just don't see it happening. So at this point, everybody believes that Fredro Starr is lying about his version of events.
Like Fredro, right? When I say I'm seeing him, smack the shit out of him.
Pair him on my show, talking about 50 and Yayo and how he had them running. Then put up the other interview where he's saying,
"Ain't no issues, man. Everything is over with, man. That man getting money, we getting money. It ain't really nothing to talk about."
He walked up, "Yo, what's up?" And then, "But we good, we don't need no debt." He was like, "What you mean?" "Yo, what you mean?" And he was like doing the rocking back and forth and shit. And all of that rocking, I'm gonna fire off on you because you telling me that you like.
I mean, what's up then? I mean, damn, yo, like, pow!
The way he was moving says,
Pow!
because all of that rocking, you really don't know where the punch coming from or what he gonna do. So he moving and man, get the fuck out of there. I'd rather get my shit off and we just roll from there.
Okay, so now that we all caught up, it's 2003, 50 drops Get Rich or Die Trying. He's now the man while Onyx is on the way out. But just when things look like they could not get any worse in that year, Onyx's former group member, Big DS, passes away due to colon cancer. And seeing as Big DS left on good terms, this loss deeply affected the rest of the group members. Now, losing Big DS wasn't the first time the group suffered a loss. Around 2009, Sonny left the group to pursue a solo career, turning Onyx into a two-man group. So, what happened to Onyx? Well, they came in the gate swinging by dropping a platinum album, and then following it up by 2 others. But after album number 1 dropped, they lost one crucial member of the group. And from the sound of things, maybe Big DS's verses were whack, or maybe they didn't fit in with the core theme of the group. So a lot of his verses got removed, causing the man to leave the group. And the thing is, whenever a label presents a group to the public like, hey, this is Onyx, we have 4 members in the group, and then in the next album 1 member is missing, that's never a good sign. Because guess what? There are people out there who listen to that album specifically for that 1 member in the group. So once that member leaves the group, guess what? He takes his fans or her fans with them. So I think the group could have done more to make Big DS feel more included, but nevertheless the story unfolded the way it did. Now Onyx also had a beef with 50, but by the time 50 blew up around 2003, they were already on the way out. So 50's rise didn't really affect them that much. However, to this day, 50 and Fredro Starr do not like each other. And I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. Now, losing Sonny Caesar around 2009 was also a blow to the group, so Onyx as we knew it has faded away and it has become a shell of its former self. Onyx gets about 700,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and their most listened to songs are Slam, Last Days, Shut 'Em Down, Pyro, and Throw Your Guns. That's it for me, it's your boy Ali. What happened to Onyx in your opinion? Let me know down below. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, peace.